After just barely surviving the Dinaric Rallye and having nearly destroyed our bikes, we felt like an easy cruise was in order. As luck would have it, our next adventure, the Croatia Bike Cruise, happened to be just that. The Croatia Bike Cruise is a unique concept. Riders join the tour on their own motorcycles and are guided along the Adriatic coast, riding the stunning twisties, dipping inland for the mountain views and island hopping, while a sailboat follows the tour along the coast, carrying everyone's luggage and acting as a floating hotel, restaurant and bar. Riders sleep, eat and relax on the sailboat, and each day they cover around 200 kilometers riding along the Croatian coast. The second we arrived at Zadar, our first port to meet up with our guide Patrick and the riders, what threw us off balance was the lineup of motorcycles parked in the marina. I have to admit, we felt a tad self-conscious among all the new and shiny Harley-Davidsons, BMWs and Indian motorcycles. There was a lot of chrome and a lot of horsepower right there, and we weren't sure we would fit in with our dirt-covered dual sports standing out from the fleet of pristine-looking cruisers and sport tourers like sore thumbs. What kind of riders were we going to meet? And how would they welcome the two road-weary adventure riders on bikes that were barely holding together? Having met our tour guide Patrick, who has been organizing motorcycle tours for nearly a decade now, we realized this was going to be a journey planned with Austrian precision. Leaving nothing to chance, Patrick has created a schedule that runs like clockwork.
So all in all, it's a very round concept with a lot of motorcycling, a little bit of sightseeing, just a very tiny little bit, and a lot of living on the boat and having fun on the ship.
Even when you're on a sailboat, even when you're on road tour, always gotta do this before you put your boots on. Because you never know what might have snuck in there during the night. After breakfast on the boat, riders gear up and jump on the bikes, do some twisty sun-drenched miles, then stop for coffee and lunch. To make sure everyone's enjoying the tour at their own pace, Patrick has created two groups of riders, the Cappuccino and the Espresso group. For those wanting a leisurely cruise, Cappuccino group travels at a more relaxed pace, while the Espresso group is for more spirited riders, and I have to say keeping up with the Espresso guys was a lot of hard work, but also a lot of fun. Regardless of cruising speed, both groups would meet up for lunch and link up again at the final destination, the next harbor, where the sailboat marina would welcome everyone aboard again.
Also the crew here and all together is fantastic. I think I must repeat this one for the next year.
As we hit the road together with 20 Croatia Bike Cruise riders, we soon realized we were among friends. Although they were riding completely different bikes to what we're used to, we quickly bonded over two things that unite us all: motorcycles and travel.
First day it was for me, whoa, coast, road, sun, sea. First day.
Yeah, he was on the back and so I'm happy.
Yeah.
We mingled with riders from Germany, Switzerland, and Austria, and a lot of them had all sorts of crazy stories to tell. And yes, we even got to sit on that beautiful Indian Roadmaster, a first for both of us. As the tour continued, we fell into a rhythm of riding in a group formation, leaning into the curves, learning a thing or two about cornering, and sampling the delicious Croatian cuisine. After a beautiful day's ride, the captain of the sailboat would take us out to sea. Once back on land, we continued riding north towards Rijeka, enjoying the stunning local roads, quaint little seaside towns, and yes, some really good cappuccino along the way. But what's a motorcycle tour without a little touch of adventure? During the last stretch to Rijeka, Lennart's bike began to lose coolant due to a broken seal, and with just 20 kilometers left to our final destination, the KLR refused to keep going. Not to worry though, Patrick quickly came to our rescue, loading Lennart's motorcycle into the chase van. I should know this by now, that when it's just a cute little drizzle, if you don't put your rain gear on, it's gonna turn into a downpour. If you do put your rain gear on, it's gonna remain a drizzle or there's gonna be sunshine. And there it was. Our last port in Croatia welcomed us with torrential rain and storms.
I don't care that much about riding in the rain, but today, actually last month, I still got the tires from the Dinaric Rallye, and they are not ideal to ride on wet asphalt.
No?
I don't think so.
We've seen worse though, right? Safe and sound aboard our sailboat Marina, we enjoyed the last farewell dinner with Patrick and the riders, toasting the success of the tour and swapping emails. We joined the tour unsure about what kind of riders we'd meet, and left it having made dozens of friends. Croatia Bike Cruise felt like an amazing holiday, but our next assignment was already waiting. Next up, we're going to race the Zwei Rally in Italy, and I have a feeling it's going to be a challenge. I had a little whoopsies.